Aloha, everybody. Welcome to a very special 2/22/22.
2/22/22. It's my sister's birthday.
When we went live, it was at 22 seconds, and there was 2 people watching.
Yay!
Two. All the 2s are here. And we're 2 witches.
Yes. Kyle, this is for you. I'm going to try and rock it.
I don't think anyone can compete with that hat, though, Betsy.
I think I'm going to try and rock it for the entire show. I'm doing it. I'm keeping her on. 2 witches. Hey, Selkie, how are you? Mwah. And of course, Kyle.
Oh, my goodness. So I do not have access to my regular YouTube chat. I'm only seeing what's coming up here on StreamYard.
Yep.
So if there's a slight delay, I do apologize.
Yep, it's up to date for the moment. I'll try. Oh, and there's Gerald. Hi, baby.
Yay. Aloha, Gerald.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Yeah, I'll try and keep up with the chat, but mod skills, my less than stellar mod skills. And yes, I'm going to say it again. This is my sister Penny's birthday. So for everyone who is in our live chat recently when she was here visiting, thanks so much for coming. It's her birthday. Send her out some 2/22/22 love.
Oh, I always knew she was magical.
Yes, indeed.
So as per requested, because when Betsy and Penny came over last week, they saw that I had just received the for Hexa Tarot. And Betsy was like, oh, please read with that. So I brought these out to play with.
Aloha, Aspasia Rising and Whispers of 3. Aloha.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Beth.
And thank you, Selkie, for the birthday wishes.
Our rose petal finish. So it's like you just want to.
I love that feeling, that kind of silky feeling of rose petal finish. I remember everybody saying it's not their favorite to shuffle and handle, but boy, it sure feels good to me.
It's interesting because I have some decks that are rose petal, and they're easy to shuffle. And then I have others that are rose petal, and it's like no matter what I do, they clump together, and I just can't get them to unclump.
Well, maybe it's the thickness of the paper or the cardstock.
Maybe it's the thickness of the rose petal finish is my guess.
Oh, that too.
Because if it's a little too thick, what ends up happening is it ends up acting kind of like Velcro to itself. So it sticks, it clumps. You can't do this kind of shuffle. I mean, this is the only kind of shuffle you can do with them, because if you try and overhand, they clumps even worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, even riffle shuffling, they like to clump.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe. Linen is my favorite cardstock as well.
The hats are for Kyle. Kyle popped in recently and said that if we wear hats, they will be here with us. So here we are. And it's always a great excuse to wear a hat, right?
Right. Who doesn't love a good hat?
Who doesn't love a good hat?
Of course, I can't really wear most of my hats here.
As much as I love playing with hats, I don't go out in hats. So there you have it.
The only time I go out in hats is if I'm going to the beach and I'm wearing a baseball cap.
Yeah, sun hat, that kind of thing, visors and sun hats.
Yep.
So yesterday I went to a luncheon thing, and there was some downtime in between things that were going on, and so I just had gotten the inclination from the guides before I left to throw a deck in my purse. So I had a deck with me. So we had fun during the downtimes. We did cards for everybody. It was fabulous.
Oh, I see a Beth says, I find these cards difficult to shuffle because of their size. They are definitely bigger than tarot. They're oracle size for sure.
Yeah.
And they are a little slippery. Until I figured out how to handle them, they were like slipping and sliding everywhere. And Beth says, I adore this deck. Gerald, you don't have this one, do you? I don't believe Gerald has it. But I might speak for him.
Thank you. I should wear this hat more often. She doesn't get much action. And I don't go as a witch all the time. On Halloween, that is. It's funny how going as a witch on an island like this that had a lot of missionary influence, isn't that well beloved yet? I don't think we've gotten past the stigma.
No, I mean, I think the Hawaiians are some of the most Christianized people I've ever met.
Yeah. And which is sad because they have such amazing magic. The old ways, there's lots of magic in the old ways. So someday full circle though, yeah. They've
he says always wear a hat because of skin cancer. That's a good point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Gerald says, I don't have this one. Not drawn to it at this time. Okay.
Well, maybe today.
I wasn't drawn to it originally, but then I saw Jamie Kelly and Zane playing with this deck, and it just, I don't know, I suddenly wanted it.
Isn't that the way it goes? Yeah, isn't that the way it goes?
I didn't want it until I saw it being played with, and I'm like, ooh. Let us start with a general 2/22/22 reading.
Yeah, and whoever has that ghost hanging around after Jonathan does his reading, if you want to ask a question, fire. I don't know, because the Kansari deck just yelled at me in my drawer, and it said ghost, but it's somebody in the chat has a ghost, so it doesn't feel like it feels like it's a happy thing.
Selkie asks, what is this deck called? It's the Hexa Tarot by MJ Kulinane. I never know how to say her last name. Kulinane. For all I know, it could be Kulinane. Oh, the star. I will hold it up, but it seems like
traditional Celtic music in the background on the flip through. So, yeah.
Okay. The star, judgment, and strength. Wow. Okay. Well, all majors for a major day, right? So we start with the star, right? Living in that place of hope. But then I notice here in the judgment card, it looks like that same fairy is being reborn. Right? And here, she has been reborn as a mermaid who is kind of taming this fire dragon, right? Or at least coming to terms with this fire dragon. So I think this is us learning how to put out the flames that we started with the dragon we. And it's time for a rebirth. So that is what today brings to all of us.
I love it. I love it.
Tarot Stash says, did you mix those? I shuffled. You saw me shuffling.
This year, how with all of the astrological stuff, they've been talking about it's kind of a reaping year. What we've laid down will come to fruition. And as much as it's passed through my mind about what I want this year, I'm trying to let it go for the most part and just kind of accept what comes instead for me. And that judgment card really stood out for me, is to release judgment about what I think the year could bring, the limitations or the possibilities, whatever. and to just allow it to be.
I love that. Oh, we do have a response here.
Yes, I saw that. I'm so excited.
So Andrew says that ghost might be around me, a friend or someone else perhaps. Been trying to figure out who this spirit is. Okay. I will shuffle because I know you already got your hit.
So let me just pop in a reference identity. And like I said, reference identities. So this isn't something carved in stone, but for the purposes of the conversation, this entity is presenting as a friendly uncle type of energy. So this is someone who's friendly, not malicious, kind of like I want to say like when for kids that see their fathers on the weekends and dad wants to be happy party dad, only doing good stuff and having great times and fun. That's kind of the way this particular entity wants to be seen, kind of like fun weekend daddy, but uncle, not direct daddy, uncle. There's clear distinction about that.
Okay, pull some cards to see what they say about who is hanging around. So we got the Chariot, the Devil, which is interesting because when I picked up the last set, that Devil was right in the middle again. And Ace of Air, interesting. Okay. Well, with the Chariot here, I definitely feel like I'm the Queen of Fire underneath. You can't see that. But
what was that one?
Definitely a lot of fire. It's Queen of Fire.
Oh, Queen of Fire. Okay, sweet.
There's just definitely a lot of fire. I mean, it looks almost the same as here. He's in the Chariot, right? So maybe that's Queen of Fire right there. So there's a lot of feminine energy, but that's this deck. It's pretty much all feminine. I definitely feel like there's a fiery presence around you that especially it's like fire, the Devil, but then Ace of Air. So be careful of anything that looks too enticing. That's what the Devil is here. The Devil is basically convincing the fairies to give up their wings, right? And here we have the Ace of Air fighting all the dragons. So it's almost like this person is here to protect you from you losing your wings, is what I'm getting. They want you to be able to fly, right? They don't want you to lose your wings to that Devil. And they want you to be able to not just fly, but tame your dragons while you're at it. So that's really the energy I'm feeling. They're here to help. They're here to basically protect you and guide you into a position of being able to protect yourself. So.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. A support, definitely a strong support, and support in that if there's a little bit of out of balance between challenge and play and enjoyment, that this entity is really supporting the enjoyment side, so that to temper whatever challenge, whatever duty, sense of duty of what I need to do. This is what I need to do, the duty. This is a support to help hold the space of accomplishment can be met through the happy, bright, light, playful side of life. It does. Accomplishment of goals doesn't always have to be through hammering your way through a sense of duty to get to an end point, and then you can relax and have some fun. I think that this journey is about tempering, right? tempering the duty and the fun to make sure there's a balance, because forward movement will be realized through enjoyment.
Right. And that is here also in the devil, where the enjoyment is the wings getting ripped off, right?
Right.
So.
Right. Absolutely. 100%.
Andrew says that he doesn't know if this reading is for his spirit because he does not get happy energy from the spirit. Although he does have a happy uncle in spirit, which originally. That's what I was getting here, was like a mother's brother is what I wanted to say, but I didn't. So. Aloha,
Luna. Hi, Luna. Hi, Luna. Yeah, well, I'm still with the uncle. If anything else comes through, we'll let you know, huh? Mother's brother. Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Awesome. And it's interesting. Aloha, Pamela. The chat on my phone is keeping up with the chat on StreamYard. It's pretty much
pretty in sync.
It's in sync today, so that's wonderful.
That's good.
Not lagging.
Oh, look at this, more fire.
Cool.
You're welcome, Andrew. Does anyone else want a reading while we're here? Or do you feel any other guides wanting to come forward?
Yep, we just got a question.
Oh, of course, Susan, I looked down. Betsy, I have a question. Maybe you can help. Besides the number 3 being a number that I connect with, for the past 2 months, I've been seeing the number 333 everywhere. What is the significance? And the name is Whispers of 3. Whispers of 3.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely getting that Jonathan's going to get some info on that with the deck. And there's like whatever guide that you have that's supporting you in this 333 and the 3 mission here, just like send a poof of energy into that deck that they want to summon the cards that's specific to them. On this,
okay.
See if I can figure out what's going on.
Wheel of Fortune, 5 of Earth, 6 of Air. Ooh, okay. I want to look at the bottom real quick. 6 of Fire, 6 of Air. Right? There's 3s. 2 3s. 4 3s. So Wheel of Fortune, it's telling me it's about the balance, right? And here with the 5 of Air, or 5 of Earth, you are like focused more on what you don't have. And the more you focus on what you don't have, the less you have, because the energy is draining away. And here in the 6 of Air is you finally realizing that you can spread those wings and fly somewhere better, right? And then the shadow card being the 6 of Fire, right? Victory. You will only find victory. You will only find what you're seeking when you stop wallowing in the darkness, basically. That's what I get here. Stop wallowing in the darkness, spread those wings, start flying towards the light, and you will have everything. Right? That's the message, strong, clear, and that's all they're saying.
What they're showing me is the 3-point triangle, right? Mm-hmm. But the 1 point is aiming down towards the earth, and I'm seeing you standing in the center of that triangle. Each point represents something that is pulling your attention, and it's not a judgment of good or bad. It's what I'm getting is that you're feeling like you are in the middle of this figure and not really moving forward, waiting for one thing to clarify what you need to attend to the most. And the way it's going to work out is not that. They're guiding me back towards the point, aiming towards the ground, and they're telling me to remind you to stay grounded and focused in yourself instead of being a little distracted and a little more air. They're saying air, too much in the head, air, to get into the grounding and get into you and emotion and the lower three chakras, to get in there a little bit tighter right now. And when you get this balance between the head and the guts, between the thoughts and the feelings, that your path is going to clarify. This mist is going to right. The mist will dissipate when you get a little more balance between the head and the gut. And they're saying it's not the head and the heart. It's not the head and the heart. It's the head and the gut.
Look, here's the mists parting.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, they told me to wait till you put the cards down, Jonathan. So that's awesome. I love it. I love it. And
Andrew has a good point. Andrew says, I wonder if there was a passing around or a death anniversary now for Whispers of Three.
Yeah, let us know.
Whispers of Three just said, oh boy. Wow, very nice. Thank you guys. You're very welcome.
You're welcome.
And then the next was Luna.
Luna.
Yes.
I love it. So Luna said, what can I expect from the new job I'm starting next week? And what is the connection with this guy I met at my current job placement? I feel like I've known him from a past life.
Oh.
Yeah, Jonathan, I'm going to wait for you to present some cards too before I start rambling.
Okay.
And hi, Kristen, how are you?
I was just trying to tap into that energy.
Yeah.
A little bit of a blockage there. And I feel like I need to lay out a few extra cards for this one.
Well, do you want me to go?
If you're getting a hit, sure.
Okay, I can. So what I'm getting is that the two questions present as one to me right now. That and the word that I want to offer is distraction. So I feel like this person that you're asking about can present as a bit of a just to make it simple, I'll say mentor, just someone who knows the ins and outs a little bit, but not to allow that recognition that you have to pull you off base, to stay in your center, to recognize that this is a coworker, even though this is someone you have known, even though that you feel a connection, to allow that connection to rest without going to it, to just experience it as that alone, and just see how it feels for you to carry out day-to-day work site with someone that you recognize without any kind of action toward it, without trying to unravel it, without trying to get in there and dissect it, do surgery to find out what the heck is going on, to just, instead of the little parts and pieces and all the story, to just hold it in the space of, hi, I know you. Good to see you again. Let's go. We got stuff to do here today. And to understand what that feels like, to be doing kind of daily tasks with that energy joining you in human world?
So I did a double reading, basically. So these three are about the job, these three are about the guy. Because you were asking what can you expect from the new job, right? So let's focus on the job for a minute, put the guy to the side. We get the Three of Earth as the main card for the job. So it's going to be a lot about building with others, like creating with others. The good of the job, here we have Four of Fire. It's like lots of celebration of victories, right? Being able to really, truly create with these people and like make something that you can make by yourself, right? And it's something to celebrate. The negative side of things, we got Queen of Air here. So there's someone who definitely likes her beehive in order. So he or she is probably a taskmaster and like things done a certain way. So just be mindful of that, okay? As far as the guy, well, look, the main thing is death, right? So there's that past life connection, right? Has something to do with justice, right? Something was not finalized between the two of you. Is what I'm getting, is that there's still a balance that needs to come into effect here. And here we have the Ace of Earth going back to that Three of Earth. So I think part of that karma you guys are working through to achieve balance is that idea of creating like a good life on this earth, right? So that is what this new job, right? Ace of Earth, right? The start of planting a seed. So that planting of the seed is the job that is very important to healing the balance between the two of them. Okay, so it's more about the job and less about him. And by being a part of the same team, that is how you guys are going to be able to bring balance to your timelines, basically. So that's why I really wanted to wait until the cards were out. And of course, the shadow card here is the Nine of Earth, right? Being able to build the life that you want, really have everything just right. Being that fairy riding the fox head, right? And this looks like a Christmas tree, doesn't it? So it's really that feel good, that like knowing.
Uh-oh. Frozen. Okay. Until Jonathan unhitches, I'm going to say what they're telling me, Luna, is just like as if you had begun this job and discovered an old classmate from like elementary school and that you were friends when you were young, and now you're back at work and it's fun and happy to see each other, but you still have work to do, that this is the same way that you should approach this connection with this person in from the past life. It's like, hey, yep, we knew each other before, we were playmates or whatever, and guess what? Now we got work to do. Let's go do it. Oh, good. Jonathan signed. I think he's signing out and signing in again. Cool. Let me see if I can go back in the chat. I forget who is next, guys. Mod skills, right? Everybody knows. Jamie, are you laughing now? You should be laughing now. Okay. Espacio Rising was right underneath. Luna may ask a question. Here it is. My eldest daughter has had 2 miscarriages recently. Will she have a baby this year? Okay, so Jonathan, I'm going to wait for Jonathan's cards on that, but I'm going to tell you that I actually have a friend here. Hi. Yeah, you're back. Hang on one sec. I'm looking at Espacio Rising's question about her daughter and a baby. I think Jonathan probably has some info with the cards, but I'm going to refer you to a website, Healing the Womb. There's a woman here on Maui who is a fertility shaman, and she can go talk to the babies and find out what's going on. She has a phenomenal success rate, healingthewomb.com, and her name is Elaine Lopez Bogard. So I don't know if mod skills.
Elaine, of course.
Elaine, she's magic. She's my ghost hunting and spirit crossing partner when we go out on paranormal investigations. I cannot recommend her enough. I just get chicken skin when I think about the work she does. But yeah, okay, here we are.
Sorry about that. Oh, is my other camera is frozen?
You have two.
Right?
You get two.
No,
oh, you're frozen on that one.
Yeah, let's see. Is it working now?
No, it's still frozen, but you can hold up if you shuffle, and there we go.
And then come back in.
I just got this monster wave of energy, and I don't think it was total caffeine related. So I'm not sure exactly who had this huge emotion behind their question.
It really, it took down my internet.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of wet under my clothes here. TMI. Sorry, guys.
That was big. Okay, I'm trying to get my.
I wonder if this is the pathing that Well-Tempered Claire was picking up on. I wonder if the miscarriages are the passing. For me, miscarriages are interesting in that sometimes that period in form is exactly what the soul required for a particular lesson. And the contract with the mother and the child was that to hold that space for that being to experience third dimensional reality for a brief period of time. Doesn't help with the emotion, I understand, but don't think that it was a loss or something was cut short. Sometimes it was, well, no, not sometimes. I'm going to go with all the time. The intention of the purpose was fulfilled.
Sorry about this, guys.
Yeah.
Stream. Let's try this again.
There we are. You are a magician.
I try.
Yeah, we're only a half hour in. I think we have time for all the other questions following in line if everybody can hang in.
Actually, let me shuffle a few more times just to get a little of that energy out. And like electricity in my nerves right now.
Hey, Jonathan, I got a call from somebody who she's called me a couple of times, and she's not really following my advice. I've asked her to review my website to see if I was the right fit for her for reading. It's someone up in Makawao that wants a reading. She sounds very nice, but she left a message for me yesterday if I could do a psychic reading, palm reading, or tarot reading for her. And so I'm guessing she hasn't really looked at my website. Can I refer her to you?
Sure.
You're way better at tarot. And so if she has something in depth, instead of me kind of fumbling through it and then still channeling anyway, it sounds like she's really wanting that kind of reading. And maybe can I pass your phone number to her?
Sure.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't call her back yesterday. I just was like, no, I don't want to talk to her. I couldn't figure out why. Now I know, because she's better for you.
So, oldest daughter has had 2 miscarriages. Will she have a baby this year? Well, obviously, there's a lot of heartbreak with the miscarriages. Right? So, I think with the chariot coming here, it's like if there's a will, there's a way, right? Just got to be patient with it. I know plenty of people who've had to do in vitro fertilization in order to get pregnant. But everyone that I know who's gone through the process, pretty much everyone ended up with a baby, if not a couple of babies. So with this Knight of Earth coming up, and it's just I see her whole body being porous here. Might be something worth looking into, that in vitro fertilization. And also, yeah, get in touch with Elaine. I feel like with this Night of Earth, it's like be patient. Tell her to be patient with herself. Good things come to those who wait, right? The shadow card here is the Elder of Fire, which is basically the King of Wands, right? So I'm wondering if your daughter's husband has had his testosterone checked. I'm just getting that, like, sometimes it's not the woman's fault, right? So get everyone involved. It's not just her. It's the fire of the phallus, so to speak, right? So if the fire is not strong enough, then pregnancy won't happen. So it's a fine balancing act. Both partners have to be in the right health with the right hormone balance. And yeah, I'm getting this strong urge to go talk to the doctor about hormones for both of them. That's just like, I keep getting that over. Just say it already. Okay, fine. Hormones. Go get their hormones checked. Okay.
Checked again, right?
Again. But also don't forget to get his checked as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, can't recommend enough talking to the babies.
Definitely.
I think this is the passing that Well-Tempered Claire is picking up on. I think it's the babies.
Yes.
Yep. So it looks like Gerald's up next.
Patience and perseverance, Beth says, and she has a 2-year-old daughter now. Yes, I gotta find where we were.
Fertility is a huge topic in our world nowadays, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Okay.
It is a huge topic.
Patents.
But I popped Elaine's name, and I don't think it created a link, but I popped the name of the website in. So go check her out.
Yeah. Did I never make you a mod? Should have made you a mod.
It's my mod skills are the same whether I'm a mod or not. I think I was, and I failed at it so much. I think I just got in Jamie's way all the time. So, oh no, I am a mod. I'm in there, but
you've got the blue.
Yeah.
Take a reading if you're up for it. Looking for insight to forge ahead and releasing past interactions.
Ooh.
That's something that we all could work on. I still play out some conversations in my head sometimes. It's hard not to like think, oh, I should have said this.
Right. And it's interesting that you just said that your take on it is, I shouldn't have said this, because just before you said that, the ding I got was that that this was a forgiveness path, like we're all surprised. But Gerald, you're being really hard on yourself. And this is what the final step in the release is to find, this is cool. Somebody handed me a sprig of spearmint, fresh spearmint. They said, this is for you, that you're being too hard on yourself, that you've already made the reparations, you've already made the apologies, the accountabilities in the public world, but you're still holding on inside that the standard for yourself of, you should have done better. You should have done better. You should have done better. You've done everything you can with the humans. So it's time to bring it to yourself. The spearmint, for all you guys that know about the plants, I'm sure somebody knows exactly why I was given spearmint, but this was a gift to you to release yourself, we all have our public persona that everyone adores, and we all want to rush to defense, which is, I got this feeling of rushing to defense of you about how much I treasure you, Gerald, for the person that I recognize through TarotTube. But we all have other aspects that we don't necessarily show to others. And I want to honor that part of you too and celebrate it, because we all have it. I can be a real bastard when I want to be. And sometimes I really enjoy doing it. And I need to, for me, on my path, I need to love that part of myself. So if there's an aspect of yourself that you don't bring out into light, and it's a friend aspect to you, but it's not necessarily publicly appreciated, forgive that part of you that still kind of goes back and forth with this. And this is I hope it made sense. It just rushed through me, and I hope that made sense. Yeah, I'm going to be quiet now.
Looking for insights, right? So, of course, the first card that comes out is the Hierophant, which in this case is the biggest tree in the forest, right? Because its roots are connected to all things in the forest. So just go inwards when you need the answers, right? You already have the answers you need. You just need to go inwards to hear them. Right? And here you are on top of the mountain, just thinking about things, right? Four of air. So 4 of Swords, right? Resting on top of the mountain, just being in your own thoughts, shedding the skins, right? So it's part of it is just shedding those thoughts, right? Just shedding those things that no longer serve you, and sending your light up into the world, which you do all the time. And your light is so bright, and we love that light. And when Betsy was talking about being so hard on yourself, look, here we go, Queen of Water. So that Queen of Cups energy, that like you're always trying to nurture everyone, even when your cup is not quite full. So this is just telling you it's okay to let the emotions join the ocean of the subconscious and let them go. Right? Let them become nourishment by feeding them into Gaia to cycle back up into nourishing thoughts, nourishing feelings. Learning how to shed those skins, shed those thoughts that no longer serve. Right? The lights. Everyone's setting up lights. The more lights we send up, the brighter it gets. So don't dim your lights to please others. That's what I'm getting. So be your beautiful, bright self.
And embrace that mischief-making part of you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it just feels good to burn a bridge. Sometimes it just feels good to torch something,
Yeah. In my case, it feels good to shed the skin, right? Not so tight anymore. You can breathe again. Yeah.
And to know that we love all parts of you here, Gerald.
Yes, definitely.
Maybe that should be, Gerald and I have talked about we should do another live together. Can we do a Birthing the Bastards episode where we just celebrate that? That's what I want to do. Somebody who knows the charts, tell us when that is.
The next question I see is Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Let's see if I can see an actual question.
Yes, you can get on the list. And if you're asking about your lasagna, it's not going to be your best one and it's not going to be your worst one. It's going to shoot down the middle. Everybody's going to be happy. And they're going to appreciate your efforts so much. If somebody wants to complain, they are not going to have the guts to do it.
I just saw a list and we skipped Pamela. Is that right? I just see Pamela saying aloha. That's all I see.
Oh, okay. So.
Oh, here, right above. Is there a spread I can use to connect with my spirit guide? Yes. Unfortunately, it's on my phone, so I can't show you. I found some really great ones through Emerald Lotus Divination website. There's so many good spreads on that website, and there's one specifically for connecting with spirit guides. I think there's like 3 or 4 different spirit guide spreads on there. So I would check there. I will also try and post. I'm not sure where I'm going to post.
And for me, the spirit guides always ask the same thing: is that you connect your intention on your altar to them daily. If you don't have an altar, set up something simple where you have a picture, maybe a couple of objects, something that represents your desire to be working with your team in whatever that looks like to you. However it shows up for you, just the things that define your intention through objects, and light a candle or say a short prayer or touch the objects and thank your guides for being with you in that moment, as they are always. Acknowledge that your guides are always with you, because they always are, and to thank them for walking the path with you, for joining you on your journey, and show gratitude for them for their participation. To me, that is the instruction that I get all the time.
Mm-hmm. You just want to be acknowledged.
Yeah, because they're always there in 100% boom focus. That's just the way it is for them. What the feeling them coming and going is on us. That's the story that we tell ourselves.
I am going to try and scroll down because I've been missing so much of chat.
Jamie was the one. Let's see. Kristen.
Jamie,
and Well-Tempered Claire offered for Pamela that the Shaman's Oracle is one of their go-tos.
Okay. Oh, Jamie says Kristen, then her. Okay.
How what?
Kristen, Louise first.
Okay.
Then Jamie. So Jamie, if you can just throw in your question at the bottom, then we'll get to it. I'm not sure how to formulate it. It's okay if I'm passed up this time. Let's just see what the cards say. You don't always need to hear the question in order to answer it.
And as Passia mentioned, Celeste. So let's put I'm going to send a thought out to Celeste. Was a baby. Acknowledge Celeste.
And just as you said that, I had a card jump out.
Oh.
Elder of Fire again.
Wow.
Something to do with that masculine fire energy. Too much fire, maybe? It's interesting.
Now I'm completely lost in the chat. Who boy, am I confused. You just tell me who's up next. What are we doing?
Kristen Louise, who has a question.
Oh, okay. She's trying to work on the question. Yeah. Okay. Robert Lowell.
Cards say add more garlic.
Okay.
Here we go. I found it.
Yeah.
My distant cousin, who was a famous poet, Robert Lowell, seemed to be coming through the other day. Not certain if I'm reading into it, it was him. Does he have any messages for me? Or was I not correct? She said she tried to use a pendulum to get a message, but nothing happened. The Hierophant again, Queen of Earth, the Temperance, well-tempered player. Well, it's definitely someone of your ancestry that's showing up, right? With the Hierophant here, those the family tree roots going deep. That's just, I'm definitely getting like family tree energy from the Hierophant here. Queen of Earth, I think, is telling you just to take your time, right? Get to know this ancestor. Sometimes the messages take a while to get through, right? And find your balance, right? Because here we have a fairy taking the waters and the clouds and channeling them down to where they're needed. Temperance. So in order to really get the message, you need to find that inner balance where you are open to receiving the messages. So I just keep getting this image of you sitting under a tree meditating and letting the messages flow through. And Kristen Lee says, yeah, bipolar disorder, so temperance makes sense.
You know, I'm not getting anything on it, but what I'm noticing about the cards is everything is underground. Everything is in the earth.
Mm.
Even the temperance is flowing in. The roots, the earth, and the flowing.
Mm-hmm. Bringing the waters down. It's all like earthly energy, definitely.
Poets, they're such romantic people anyway, so I can get it that would be the message about. I mean,
here she is holding a pink rose, so yeah, romance.
Yeah.
Romantic, right? Even got the like purple filigree around it.
Yeah.
Birthday is March 1st. I would say put together your altar before his birthday, and on his birthday, like light a candle on the altar and just say you are welcoming this ancestor specifically to bring you messages. Because if you just say you're welcoming anyone to bring you messages, that you're opening yourself up to anybody coming through. So
yeah.
Oh, and here I am saying light a candle. And what's the shadow card? Elder of Fire again.
We're bordering on sitcom territory here.
I know, right? Well, and then I just noticed the Thor's hammer here, and I know Kristen Louise is a Norse pagan, so I know there's rituals in Norse magic specifically to connect with ancestors. So if you can find one of those rituals, maybe do that on his birthday.
That's cool.
And there's that connection, Kristen Louise. So I'm pretty sure that it is your ancestor coming through. And then let us shuffle again. Jamie
is Jamie next for general?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Jamie, whatever you've been working on is fixing to pay off for you, darling. I'm seeing like a slot machine paying out, lotto kind of stuff. So usually it's not that literal, as we know, but I'd buy a lottery ticket if I was you. But I think that's just symbolic of accepting the riches coming your way, whatever, all the steps that you've been laying throughout your lifetime. There is stuff coming. There's rewards coming for you now. And to be open to it, to be looking for it, that, and to start, if you have any resistance to receiving good that you're due, that you're worthy of, if you're struggling with that one at all, this is your heads up to start taking a look at any kind of resistance to receiving that you may have, and to try and be as neutral as possible with receiving what comes your way. So that means not protecting yourself against the bad, because that will also that'll hamper the good.
Okay, so we get Page of Fire, Page of Water, 10 of Earth. So pretty much what Betsy was just talking about. With this Page of Fire, Page of Water, it's like you're learning how to juggle that fire and water energy again. Learning how to have the passion and the emotion to go forth and build a legacy again, right? It's all about legacy with 10 of Earth here. With all the little ladybugs. Or ladybirds, as they say in the UK. Yeah, I'm seeing you starting certain things over again, especially with all this page energy coming through. And it's a way of starting over with the creation of a family legacy for yourself instead of from others in your family, but creating one of your own, right? Oh, and look, shadow cards, 8 of Water, you just want to run away. But if you can learn to harness this new energy, you're really going to set yourself up in a big way. Pretty much the same message that Betsy just said.
They're reminding me of something that Michael Shane said to me. He's a physical medium. He produces stuff out of his body. Anyway, I went up. Everybody was taking turns going in a line by him, and he was giving little wee gifties. And as I received my little wee gifty, he said that he was being told that this was the message to me. I myself in my life have been hurt a lot because I give. And now it was my turn to get. And as intriguing as that is to receive that message, there was a whole path about allowing,
Right.
And not being afraid and not resisting because I didn't feel worthy of receiving what was the wealth, the amazing things coming my way. And they're reminding me that this is kind of the same message. It's a little bit of the same walk. And it's really cool because you're so plugged in already, Jamie. I have a feeling that you recognize the synchronicities and the wee gifties that the universe puts before you, but just to get ready for more.
Andrew chimed in with picking up a green thumb in these cards.
Yeah.
There's definitely lots of garden stuff, isn't there? Roses. There's roses on almost every card here, except this one.
The mermaid's going to be me here shortly.
I know, right?
I'm swimming today. I haven't been in the water for a week. I'm jonesing.
Well, we couldn't really go in the water with the brown water going on.
Yeah. And just being busy, right?
Right. People don't understand. They think we get to go to the beach every day, but it's not always the case.
Yeah, I have some people that don't go at all, and that I know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've talked to a few people who are like, the beach? Yeah, no, I haven't been to the beach in years. I'm like, What?
I knew somebody in Kula that didn't know how to swim. Born and raised on Maui, didn't know how to swim.
Wow.
And had never been to Hana in his 40s.
Never been to Hana.
In his 40s, yeah. Farmer,
That's
you know,
crazy.
they just farmer, get up in the morning, work.
Right. You know,
Go
never
home.
go further than 5 miles from your house. Yeah. No,
Selkie said she's freezing. Did I miss something in the chat? What a surprise.
No, there's lots of like polar vortexes happening places.
Oh, yeah, there is lots of weird weather. Yeah. Yes. Penny said it was snowing in Seattle yesterday. It was just kind of like spitting, sputtering, and it wasn't sticking, but it snowed.
Beth says it's 4 degrees where she is.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I left the camera on for a minute because next week I have Arwen Lynch Poe coming to talk about her Gentle Creatures Wisdom deck. Well, actually, technically, it's Dan May's deck. She wrote the book. And I'm in her Discord group, and I actually ended up winning this deck from her directly. And so I decided to invite her on to have a chat about this interesting oracle deck that I wasn't so sure about when I first got it. But then I started seeing the cards and reading what she had written about each one. And isn't it funny how often like the decks that you connect with the most are the ones that you didn't buy yourself? So this is just a few of the cards. They're very interesting. They're real creatures. Clearing. Once you read the description of them, it's like they're a lot deeper than just seeing, right? I haven't even shuffled the deck yet, so maybe I should and pull us a collective card. Right?
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Where the Wild Things Are.
I get kind of that same vibe, yeah. So I bought Earthcraft Oracle for Jamie, and she's like hooked on that deck. And then Beth apparently has been wanting to get this for storytelling with her grandpa. It's a gorgeous little deck. I love how the backs look like fur. Flipping through real quick, Harvey. Invitation.
Yeah. Jezebel, these are for Kyle. Kyle promised to sit in if I promised to wear a hat. So these are for Kyle. And Jonathan was kind enough to go along for the ride here.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't often get an excuse to wear my wizard's hat.
Right? We need an excuse to wear a hat.
Well, I just don't really wear hats that much. I hear on the baseball caps to keep me protected from the sun. So, okay.
That's a really sweet deck. It's darling.
I am going to shuffle and then pull a card for the collective.
Sweet.
Oh, and Jamie just put out the link for the deck if anyone wants to pick it up.
Hello.
Even shuffled in. So it's going to be. Let's see. What do we need to hear for 2/22/22? We got Uprooted, which is interesting because a lot of those readings are about uprooting. Now it's time for story time.
Yeah, story time.
Rooted. Kneeling in a field of familiar flowers, this creature studies a handful of roots. They have been called to another field far from this one. With some regret, some sadness, they contemplate the meaning of roots. There is also a sense of hope here. They know that this field has been home for many seasons, but by taking this small bundle of roots, they will be able to plant a new place for themselves. It will not be this one, but they will be able to create something for others that also has roots and connections. By embracing this feeling of being uprooted, they can fill themselves with hope instead of dread. The unknown is waiting for them to answer the call. Their own love of home will never be forgotten. They are simply answering their own internal GPS, pointing them towards a new future they hadn't considered until just this moment. Ask yourself how uprooting yourself has brought you to where you are. Follow your roots back to recall why you chose to move forward. Being uprooted isn't the worst thing in the world. Sometimes you are being given the opportunity to spread out in new ways. Uprooted.
I like it.
Act.
Yeah.
And how appropriate for pretty much every reading.
Yeah, when you put the card down, the first thing that occurred to me was, well, that's all of us as of February 2020. And now we're finding a new sense of self and place and purpose and peace.
Mm-hmm.
That was like in a nutshell the minute the card turned up.
So I'm looking forward to really getting to know this little deck and getting to chat with Arwen about writing the book for us.
That's awesome.
And that is next week. So
sweet.
Protect My Energy AAC says, uprooted. Wow, just as I come in. I don't believe in coincidence. I was meant to be present when you pulled this card. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Wow.
And Jezebel, I don't need an excuse. I just wear mine and draw looks and questions. The other day, a man asked if I was doing live role playing because I was strolling along, drum and witch's hat. I love that. Yeah. Wear your witch's hat in pride. Right?
You know, before 08, you could have done that in Paia and you just would have blended right in with the other cast of characters out there on any given day up and down the street. It's a little gentrified now, so you might get some weird looks nowadays, but
a little gentrified.
Yeah. A lot of offshore money coming in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paia is starting to look more like a kitschy little like Southern California town that's known for shops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Or a strip mall that has a metaphysical bookstore as one of the anchors.
Right. Well, it's the main thoroughfare to get to the road to Hana, so everyone's forced to go through there. So, of course, the big money people are like, oh, we better buy up and turn it into product placement.
Yeah, product placement, yeah. Well, you know, this hour went by as fast as ever.
Well, I know. Our hours just whoosh.
Whiz.
Whoosh.
Whiz by. Yes.
And if anyone wants to know about Betsy's website, it's in the description below.
Yeah.
And if you feel like tipping me, I threw in my PayPal there too. But I didn't have a tip jar for Betsy, so we'll have to set one up for you.
Yeah, that's, you know, Venmo.
Venmo.
You got Venmo. Yeah. And you see my name in the description box. My website is exactly that, mediumbetsypalmer.com. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody. Are you doing any more lives coming up? Or
I don't have anything scheduled because but Penny and I will be starting. I think we decided, I can't remember which Friday we decided. It's second or third Fridays. We're going to try to do early in the morning like 6 a.m. Hawaii time. So that would be right now, that would be 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 in middle. Anyway, we're going to try and reboot Psychic Sisters live chats for pet communication and spirit guides and loved ones. We're going to do that. I don't have anything else booked because I have another visitor coming soon.
Oh, okay. You and your visitors.
My sister.
We had our visitors December, January.
Yeah. Mine come when the whales are here.
Right. Yeah. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Betsy. Fun as always. I always love my time with you.